Take a beat.
Good evening. Good evening and welcome to ReCooper8 on 92.7 FM, Arrow FM, your community access radio station. I've got the giggles. I've got the giggles already because I've just had a lot of Coca-Cola and it appears to have made me more manic than usual, which is nice. My name is Lucy. Kate.
My name's Katie.
Katie.
If I'm in trouble, it's Kate.
Really? Is that the truth?
No. It's always been Katie.
Okay.
Always.
It was started with a lie. This is excellent.
And we've got Jen here already.
We do have
Already. We're ready to go.
I know. Hello, Jen.
Hi, everybody.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Awesome. So nice to have you back in the studio.
Thanks. It's been quite a while, actually.
It has been a while, hasn't it? I think because we had, we didn't do one, did we? What month are we in? April?
April.
What comes before April? March. Well done, everybody. 10 marks. We didn't do March.
Last time we did was January.
Not February.
Yeah, we missed February.
Did we?
Yeah.
So we missed February and March?
Yeah.
No, we can't have done.
Yeah, I think we did.
Gosh, I don't want to start the show with a row.
No.
A lie and then a row. I mean, this isn't an Agatha Christie. This is just community access radio.
Here we are now, right?
We are here now. Exactly. Jen, thank you for bringing us up above the line. Up above the line. We've got a lovely bumper crop of beautiful guests for today's show. Obviously, we've got Jen here. Now, Jen usually does our music appreciation, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to do books.
Yes, books.
You'll all hear about
Featherston Booktown.
Lovely.
Our 2022 festival is coming up on the 8th to the 12th of June. So we'll be talking about that.
Awesome. So we're going to do that. And then we've got Jane Ross coming in, another friend of the show. And she's going to be talking about another film festival. She's just like a one-woman film festival all to herself. It's pretty incredible. And then hopefully we've got Rebecca Mertens. I've just texted her and said, hey, about that thing we organised where we'd interview you, see how your travels around the South Island in a bus and 2 children and a husband are going. I haven't heard from her back yet, but and then we've also got an interview that I pre-recorded yesterday with Christine Elliseve, who has a family member in Ukraine, and they are just trying to raise some money to make sure that they can get that family member over here to the wonderful New Zealand, Aotearoa. Katie's just left the room because she's having a coughing fit. So that doesn't bode well, but at least she's wearing a mask, which is lovely. So, Jen, tell me, now what's your capacity at Featherston Booktown?
Oh, I'm filling in as one of the marketing coordinators, just to take a bit of the pressure off Mary Biggs, who's the main organizer of that event. So I'm just doing it for 2 months up to the festival.
Okay.
And then a little bit just after that.
Lovely.
It's great. It's my favorite festival.
I know.
So I thought,
you've always been a fan.
Really? You want me to help? Yeah. I'm here for you guys.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the history of Booktown, can you fill us in at all about, how we ended up here with Featherston being a book town and having a festival?
Oh man, I can give you what I think is the.
That would be brilliant.
Yeah. So Featherston, a book town for starters, is traditionally a small town that might be on hard times or something like that. But has some used bookshops in it, and the people in the community kind of focus on that and have a festival each year. Well, we do anyway. Have a festival each year to kind of, focus on the whole book thing.
Awesome.
And so it's just a way to get people to come to towns that might be struggling. But you have to register to be a book town, so there aren't very many book towns around in the world. And Featherston is New Zealand's only book town.
Is that the truth?
Yeah, we're registered, the only book town.
That's so cool.
Official.
Isn't the Wairarapa amazing? We've got the only book town and a dark sky reserve in the making. I mean, we're just a hot spot.
The place is so great.
Yeah, totally.
So a group of people, I think in around 2014, got together and said, let's make this a book town, because look at all these used bookshops, secondhand bookshops that we've got that are really good. We could encourage more people to come, and we could put on a festival. And so the people that did get together, like Mary Biggs and Peter Biggs and Kate Mead and a few other, I know, and Lincoln Gould, got together and started doing the festivals.
Yeah.
I wasn't involved at all then. And they took off. Because those guys have some really great connections, and Mary and Peter are connected by, I think they sponsor the Occam Book Awards.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so they've got the connections to
Yeah.
make some really great things happen, and to attract some really high-powered authors, writers, illustrators. So and it's just taken off from the first one. I think was in 2014 or 15. The first festival that we had in
I
Featherston.
remember that.
Yeah, and it's just taken off.
Yeah.
Just strength to strength every single year, and now apparently we get about 7,000 people coming through each year.
Gosh. God,
Yeah.
is that the truth? That many?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I remember the first one, I just was so impressed with how family focused it was. Yeah, and how it made it so easy to, for the whole family to enjoy the world of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. From the get-go, I thought
So
they did
many
a great job.
children's events.
That's
Yes.
right.
No,
We
and
took
because-
Aid into something, Monster Hunter books. You had to make your own. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You had to make your own monster.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Monster workshop.
So fun. And I like that a lot myself too, that there's such a focus on children.
Yes.
So many children's events and workshops, and this big push by the organization about children's literacy and encouraging reading. Which brings me into one great thing that they've been doing each year is getting book vouchers to primary-aged kids in South Wairarapa. And I think first, they had a small amount of funds and could give those vouchers out to Featherston kids. But this year, there will be like 2,500 vouchers to give out to all the
wow.
South Wairarapa primary-aged kids.
Wow,
That's
awesome.
glorious,
It
isn't
is
it?
so cool, and I just
Yeah.
think I was remembering my own childhood and the excitement of being able to buy your own book.
Yes.
And I wonder how many kids have never bought their own book.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not big readers, and this might help them get there.
Yes.
Or maybe they go to the library a lot, but don't maybe own a lot of their own books. And so
Yeah.
the book voucher project, I think, is just magic and adds that family focus to the wider event.
Awesome. And I always think a book voucher goes further than any other voucher. Like you might have some money for clothes in a voucher, and, you can get a pair of knickers and some new socks. But with a book, I don't know, you just get I
whole
don't know.
new world.
It's a
Oh,
whole
it
new
is.
world.
It's an
Whole
experience.
new
It's not just
world.
socks.
A brief Miranda moment. Excellent. So tell us what we've got to look forward to in this particular book town.
Oh, man. So this is an exciting week because the program is launching on Tuesday.
Okay.
I can't tell you any of the big hush-hush secrets. There are some powerhouses coming this year. I mean, there are every year, right? But this year, like, hair standing up kind of powerhouses.
Okay.
So
I'm intrigued and excited.
I know. So on Tuesday night in Featherston at the Property Brokers Sports Hub at 7:30, we're having this big, gorgeous launch. And sorry to be telling you about it now, but people had to RSVP for it a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
So it's,
how rude.
I know, it's fairly full. But you'll get to find out right afterward. We'll post the program online.
Okay.
So that's happening on Tuesday night. I think we're aiming by 9 o'clock. The program will be available online, and I'll talk about a few of the events that we've already kind of leaked out to social media.
Okay.
Yeah, but and then what happens? So the launch happens on Tuesday. If you're a friend of Featherston Booktown, and you can become a friend of Featherston Booktown by going to booktown.org.nz
Okay.
and looking along the very top there, where and find Become a Friend. Mm-hmm. It's $60 for an individual to be a friend of Booktown,
Right.
or $100 for a family. And then you're a friend for the whole year.
Yeah.
And your immediate benefit is that you get in on the early bird ticket sales immediately after the launch.
Oh, good.
So from 9 p.m. on Tuesday the 26th until 9 a.m. on Friday the 29th, friends of Featherston Booktown can buy their tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes general.
And then it goes general ticket sales happen
Okay.
on Friday morning.
To get the powerhouse.
Yeah. And so you get the early bird, you get the early tickets, so you can kind of pick and choose, and it might not be sold out.
Yeah.
And then also the funds that we raise from those from the Friends membership fees,
Yeah.
that goes straight into funding the book vouchers for kids.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that's
it's
a lovely
win-win.
link.
So,
Yeah.
if you wanted to become a friend of Featherston Booktown and did it on an individual basis,
Yep.
your $60 will get 4 book vouchers for children,
Wow, that's pretty
as
neat,
well
eh?
as getting you in early on some great tickets. So.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So
And I think that's really important as well for organisations who have like friends, subsidiary components to create a really obvious link as to what you're contributing to.
Yes.
I think, yeah.
It's not just funding buying a couple of chairs or something.
Yeah.
It's literally funding the voucher project.
Yeah, that's a nice,
Which is
yeah.
which is great. That makes me feel really good. So that's all. Becoming a friend of Featherston Booktown really pays off.
And where can people buy the Friend of Featherston?
So
on the website?
Yeah, on the Booktown website
Yep.
at booktown.org.nz.
Okay.
One of the menu selections is becoming a friend.
Awesome.
And
I
you can
shall
do it all
put
there.
that. It looks like I'm ignoring you, Jen, but I'm listening intently and trying to manage social media at
Yeah,
the same time,
right.
all in real time. So I will
You're
add that to our
amazing.
link.
You're like a spider.
Yeah, that's right. Just like.
There's only 20 book towns. I'm just looking on the International Organisation of Book Towns. There is such a thing. There's Featherston there. There's only 20 book towns in the world.
Wow, in the world.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's an exclusive club.
It's really exclusive.
Yeah. Hay on Wye is the one I know. I've never been.
Yeah.
But I think that was the original.
It was.
Yeah. That's my daughter trying to message me on Facebook. Because have you got Fit Messenger for Kids for Aiden?
No.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Never phone, so.
Carry on, Jen. Take us to the
The leakage.
What kind of?
What's the leakage, Jen?
The leakage.
It's not as exciting as it.
Sounds not very exciting at all. So some of the leakage. Some of my favorites are some local Featherston authors. Noelle McCarthy.
Oh my God, I'm on the wait list. I think I'm number
Yes,
67 for her book in
her
the
new
library.
book,
Who's got
Grand.
it? Have you read it?
Yes.
Is it awesome?
Tell us what you think.
Oh, it's kind of indescribable. I'm not very good at describing things like that, really. It's
How did it make you feel?
totally made my hair stand up and it was very relatable. She just lays it all out there, the most uncomfortable
Yeah.
bits of her life.
Wow.
She just lays it right out there and shares it quite beautifully.
Yeah.
So there's some really challenging things around her relationship with her mother is the main
Yeah.
challenging thing that really antagonize each other.
Right.
You better tell people what's the name of the book for. It's Noelle McCarthy. Who's
Noelle McCarthy, and
yeah.
the book is called Grand.
Grand.
Yep.
She's Irish, so everybody says it'll be grand.
It'll be grand. Yeah. But her storytelling it's just gorgeous.
Has she written a
Hard
book
to put it
before?
down.
Because I know her as a broadcaster, but
Yeah.
I don't know her as,
I don't
as
think
an author.
she has. This is her debut
Wow.
novel,
Yeah, I
I
think this is
believe.
Everybody's
novel.
talking about it.
Yeah.
It seems to me. I mean, I do live in a fairly small village.
No, lots of people are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to read it.
I highly recommend it.
Oh, so she's coming?
Yeah, she's coming, so she'll be talking about her book Grand.
Okay.
And she'll be in a
Doesn't she live in Featherston?
yeah, she does.
Oh.
No, Featherston author alert.
Oh, it's nuts, isn't it? Featherston's amazing. It's
Yeah.
just bursting at the seams of people
Yeah.
like you and Noelle and oh my God.
Oh, I know.
This is
And
why
the
this show was started. You know that? This show. That has all of, I'll tell you how many people are watching currently. Four people watching. It was started because I moved to Featherston. I thought, Christ, everybody I meet is either written a book, doing a painting, in a play. Like it was nuts.
Yeah.
I thought I have to record these people. Sorry, Jen, we just keep butting in, don't we?
Oh, that's good. That
We're-
gives me think of the next thing I'm going to say.
Did Did you know, just as an aside, that if you're watching on Facebook Live on Arrow FM, subtitles are coming up?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Are they correct?
I have no idea, but honestly,
I've watched. They're pretty good.
yeah, doing better than TVNZ and a couple of the other streaming services, because I do use subtitles
I.
all the time.
Me too.
And some shows just simply don't have them in it. And that seems to be the mumbliest, quietly, you know, like everybody's microphones are tucked in their armpits shows. Aren't being subtitled. And I'm like to Jez, turn it up, I can't hear it. And the kids are going, turn it down, we can't get sleep. I go, oh my God, it's art and life and carry on, Jen. Anyway, what I'm saying is if Facebook can do it in real time badly, surely TVNZ could do it in, you know, after the fact well,
Yeah.
as of right.
I'd love to do that job.
What, really? What, doing the subtitles?
Yeah, I think it'll be awesome. What is
Somebody do it?
Why
Does
is-
somebody
yeah.
sit there and type
There's
furiously?
I tell you, one of my first. I'm just going to butt in. One of my first jobs
back to
in
the
London
time
when
I
I
did it.
arrived, like, because in those days, like 2099, you could walk in a job and walk out a job in 5 seconds. And I ended up in Viacom, which owned MTV and, you know, big American company.
yeah.
And I don't know what I was doing, but anyway, I was in a no, I can't remember what.
Oh, okay.
I probably didn't know what I was doing either because everybody bullshits.
Story of
their
my
way
career.
into, like, temp jobs, and God, I had some cracking jobs and some terrible jobs. Anyway, I was in the workplace next to the interpretators. What are they called?
Interpreters.
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 Interpreters. Interpreters who were all from pretty much every country in the world,
Whoa.
just watching and doing subtitles.
Wow.
Gosh.
Whoa.
And there is a company in New Zealand that does it because apparently New Zealand subtitles are very, like our accent's quite difficult to get
Yes.
right. And I've watched a lot of
Yeah, some
things where they
crackers.
did not get it right.
Hey, honestly, it's
Hey.
like a subgenre of
Yeah,
comedy.
yeah.
The wrong subtitle.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a totally legit job.
Meet your goals.
Yeah. Just,
Have you got the typing speed? You know, required?
I don't know.
Oh, you've got to be able
I've
to do
definitely got the watching speed.
The watching speed.
Well, you put that on your CV. I like to watch a lot of telly.
Just
Put that in your skills section.
Shut up.
Oh dear. Oh, Jen, how you put up with us, I don't know. Come on, give us something sensible.
okay. What's sensible? Okay, spilling some good stuff. So at Featherston Booktown this year, we'll have Noelle McCarthy. She and Megan Dunn, who's written a book called
What I Learned in Art School. I just finished that. It's very fun.
Aren't they saying that that's a really good double bill? What I learned in art school and grants.
Yes, because they're together in one of the events. So that's an author spotlight, and they'll
Okay.
be talking about writing memoirs, which
Yeah.
is what both of those books are.
Yeah.
So they'll be talking about that. There's a really cool evening. Well, first of all, there's the fish and chip supper, which opens up the whole gig
Yep.
on the Friday night, which would be amazing and has an amazing guest speaker. You'll
Oh my
find out on
God.
Tuesday.
I know you're dying to leak it.
I know.
You want to
I-
leak it?
What does it
here?
rhyme with?
It rhymes with none of your business. So that's on the fish and chip supper
Yes,
night, and the local kids are going to open it with a haka. It's going to be super exciting. And then right after the fish and chip supper, because it's late, we have late night lit. And that night, late night lit is Moana Leota, who grew up in Featherston. She's a musician.
Yes.
So
Yes.
she's going to be doing basically musical poetry for
I knew her when she was tiny.
Tiny.
Like, how old is she now?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, don't tell me like 32. Because
grown
that
up
means I've
enough to
like
have a
lost
band.
20 years of my life.
She's grown up enough to have a band.
Yeah, so she and her band are going to
really
be there.
old.
So that will just be just gorgeous, and it's fun because it's a late night event.
What do we mean late night? Because if late night in Greytown, it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah, done and dusted.
It's late. It starts at like 10.
Oh, that's
Right?
proper
In
late.
bed by 7:30.
hot.
So this is
That's
like
proper
You
late.
have to have an early night the night before, otherwise we'll be
Yeah,
wasted.
and a nap.
Perimenopause, playing
And a
havoc
day
with
nap.
my exhaustion level.
you have to have some more of that Coca-Cola, Lou.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so that's happening. There's another late night one that'll be fascinating. There's another Featherston author named Denver Grinnell. He writes horror stories.
I'm getting into horror.
Oh, yeah. Looks great. I really want to read his one, which is called, I think, The Burning Boy. I'm excited to read that. So he and one of his friends are putting on a spooky story reading at the Royal Hotel. So it's like, let's go to a really haunted hotel and tell some spooky stories.
Is it haunted?
Oh, it's got to be, right? It's
Yeah,
real.
it's got to be. It's kind of old, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just repeating what Jen said.
Make it.
Is there an echo in here?
It sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
hotel.
It does.
Yeah, so
I
they're
imagine.
going to do
Yeah, I'm sure
some late night
something.
readings with some other horror writers. Yeah, so that's interesting and cool and fun. And here's your
Yeah.
hot chocolate and your blankie and prepare to be freaked
Because
out.
I cannot watch horror, but I can listen to horror, and I really enjoy. There's a couple on the BBC Sounds app, Uncanny, which is like a documentary series of horror, and then there's one I haven't listened to yet because they actually advise you to listen in a darkened room when you're not going to be disturbed. What? And I know I haven't done it yet because I'm a bit scared, but might try it this week.
That sounds awful.
Do you not like? You like a bit of horror though, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you.
Watching it, not listening to it.
Okay. Would you find watching less horrifying than listening?
Definitely.
Isn't that
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know what
You
that
have a
means.
weird imagination.
Yes. Oh, does it?
Must be.
And you
Yes.
don't. What does it mean? Does it mean I'm orally?
Hourly. Oh no, here we go again. Do you remember the oral controversy of 2021? Still living that. Oh, I've just managed to turn my microphone off, sorry. Anyway, Jen, this is very exciting. So we've got some horror. We've got Noel. We've got fish and
Noel.
chips. We've got kids happy all over the district.
Oh, we've got some great kids event. So there's a lovely fellow named Christopher. What is his last name? I'm looking for it. Christopher Candy.
Chris. Oh,
He's a bus driver. He works for transit, and he's a bus driver, and he's written a story called Comet the Red Bus.
Oh, that's so cool.
No, and it's all about, the joy of riding a bus and like learning how to ride buses and
Yes.
that whole thing, which is so exciting when you're a kid if you've never ridden a bus before. So,
that's so cute.
but wait, it gets even better.
Is it on the bus? Is the reading on the bus?
Yeah, it's
Is it just children?
depends on how many kids show up, right? So
Oh.
it's possibly going to be on the bus, but kids in Martinborough, Kahutara, and Pirinoa, their transit has organized a coach to go to those schools to pick up kids, which they can organize this through their schools.
Yeah.
The coach will pick them up and bring them to Christopher Candy's reading of his awesome bus story. Right?
I love it.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Stop it. Do you know the transit bus people are a talented bunch? I follow, there's on Instagram, if you're on Insta and you like a bit of photography, he goes by the handle Kiwi Bus Driver. His photography is top notch.
Oh, cool.
And he just takes photos of wherever he's taken people. He genuinely seems to love his job and the people he's ferrying around. So that's just, so we've got Chris Candy who writes books, we've got Kiwi Bus Driver who takes photographs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Public transport, eh?
Yeah. Exciting. What else do we have on? We've got workshops like Robin Ramsden will be running her bookmaking workshop where she
Oh, yes.
shows you how to stitch the pages together.
Oh.
Yeah, so that one's always really popular.
Yep.
That's really popular. We've got the Campfire Tales is the horror story reading.
Oh,
Yes.
is it around an open fire?
It's got to be. In
Yeah.
the old hotel. Yeah, there's got to be a fire.
Yeah. Not in the hotel, that would be awful.
in the
car park.
fireplace. They have fireplaces.
They do, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm so literal.
Those,
That's why you can listen to stuff but not watch.
Yeah, maybe, that's right. Thank you. That's what it means.
Oh, we've got poets coming as well to
Roll out the poets.
Hear Me Roar, which is
Oh, yes, now that sounds good.
yeah, Hear Me Roar is
Female poets, women poets.
Yes, and so we've got who's coming to that? Ash Davida Jane, Rachel O'Neill, Maggie Rainey Smith, Kirsten Leharavel. I apologize if I say anything wrong. And Selena Marsh.
Wow.
Yeah, so they'll all be there reading their amazing poems
Gosh.
out loud for everybody. I love that. I love a good reading.
Yes.
So
Especially poets reading their own work.
Yeah.
It's quite special,
Yeah.
you know, because it's such a personal endeavour, isn't it, poetry? And you know, often they read it the best.
That's true.
Yeah.
Gosh.
What else? You can find out more on Tuesday night, actually.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty decent taster. And some pretty big names that I have just leaked to you, but there are even more big names.
Yeah, and we are very grateful to you for spilling the beans. That's very good of you.
It's really great. It's been the most challenging part of doing marketing work and social media work for something like Featherston Booktown is keeping the secrets.
Ah,
God.
yes.
I
Be
know.
hopeless.
Yeah, I know. Little do they know, I'm bad at keeping secrets, but I'm doing such a good job.
It's
Mary.
amazing. You've only got 2 more days to
Showing an
wait.
amazing amount of restraint, Jen.
Thank you.
Jen, do you get dressed up on Tuesday night? Are you wearing a frock?
I'm totally getting dressed up. Yeah.
Good. That's what I like to hear. And you were going to say something before I asked you what you were going to wear, which is such a women's question.
Well, I'm excited to dress up and go to something
Good.
fancy, you know. So it'll be it'll be good. Hopefully everybody will dress up.
Yes.
You hear that, everybody? Please
Yeah, dress up.
But my version of dressing up is maybe, I don't know.
It always involves interesting socks
Yes, it does. I will wear my favorite socks. That's me dressing up.
and fabulous shoes.
Yeah. The last thing I wanted to say about Featherston Booktown, the last thing I want to say right this minute is we need more volunteers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You
yes.
both thought that you might volunteer.
Yes, we
So
did.
think about that.
Yep.
So the whole festival, aside from a couple of people who are on a bit of a salary, the whole thing is volunteer run.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's amazing. It's lovely and welcoming. You know, you come to Featherston for a couple of days, and all of the writers and the presenters that come in are super happy to be there because it's a lovely, warm, welcoming thing. You know, the whole town is the venue.
Yes.
And the whole town comes out
Pretty cool.
to welcome everybody.
Yeah.
So we need some people to help run the Saturday and Sunday gigs. So if you're keen, email our volunteer captain is Hannah.
Okay.
So emailing Hannah, HANNAH, at booktown.org.nz.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do people need any special skills? Are you looking for anyone with special skills or just enthusiasm?
It's just enthusiasm,
Okay.
yeah, and being okay to do sort of whatever needs to be done at the time. There are a lot of different roles, you know, so Hannah will be able to tell you more. But, you know, things like helping set places up, taking tickets, just generally welcoming people and funneling them into the right places and, you know, possibly, depending on what the event is, maybe pouring a little bit of juice or something.
Yep, okay.
You know, some really, you know, low-key sort of volunteer-y things that make the whole weekend run smoothly.
Lovely.
So we do need some more people. Oh, and the perks are that if you work for 4 hours, you get a Booktown apron. They're so cute. I love them. So they have the Booktown logo printed on them, and they're so great. I love an apron. So 4 hours, you get an apron to keep.
Nice.
And you also get to listen in on whatever events you're working on.
Cool.
You know, and they're usually about an hour long each, and so you'll probably get to hear 2 to 4
Yeah.
events. And then if there's a show that's not sold out and you're off duty, you can get into those
Great.
as well. Yeah. So lots of perks being a volunteer. Plus, we also give you all the love. We love you, volunteers. Yeah. And
I'm a
and
needy
it's
person.
fun,
I could do with
helping people have a good
all
time.
the love I need in June. Sorted. That's tremendous, Jen. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
So your time now, between now and June, will be spent just publicising the heck out of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
that we have the ads out and
Yep.
little bits and pieces here and there and signs and
Nice work.
things like that. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Good.
Thank
Love
you
it.
so much for coming in.
team.
And we need to reinvigorate your musical slot.
Yeah, we do.
I want to put that on a t-shirt.
I know. That's what she said. Oh.
I want to reinvigorate your musical slot, Jen. I don't know.
Thanks, Lucy.
Maybe it's another night.
I think that's a different show. But I'd be happy to come back and talk about music. Okay. Because there are some really great movies out with really great movie soundtracks.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
movies.
Excited.
Yeah, what movies?
The ones I've heard recently are, well, The Power of the Dog, which I pretty much watch on repeat. I can't get enough of that movie. Wow. I'm an obsessive repeater, but that movie just slays me. And the music is beautiful.
Yeah.
Johnny Greenwood's done it from Radiohead. He's a composer.
Oh.
And it's cool. Kind of classical, kind of not.
Yeah.
So that one's beautiful. And then I've just watched Dune finally.
Oh, yes. That is a great soundtrack.
I mean, that's Hans Zimmer, so
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
Can't go wrong.
recognizable and just goes.
can't go past.
Can't go wrong with a bit of Hans.
You can't. You can't.
He won an Oscar, didn't he? Didn't Dune?
Oh, probably.
Dune
But
won
that's
some-
just
lots
too
of
easy.
technical-
Oh, Hans Zimmer did you music? Oh, here you go. Here's another Oscar. Not give it to somebody that's not Hans Zimmer. Love you. But anyway, the music was great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll be excited.
Do you know I haven't yet watched the whole of Power of the Dog? Is that what it's called?
And I haven't seen it.
I know. I could. You haven't seen it either.
No.
Oh, it's so
I know. Now,
No, I just think maybe I have to be. Mups keeps saying, "Have you watched it yet? Have you watched it yet?" Don't you have to be in the right frame of mind?
I think, and you don't, and the kids have to be tucked away and not disturb you, because that's why I couldn't get through it, because they kept coming in the room.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and that was really annoying.
Because it's fairly minimalist.
Generally.
You know, if you miss a little something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of.
And I hear Sam, what's his face, has apologised for his comments about,
Oh yeah, well, because he's a weirdo.
Sam who?
you know,
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott
Who's he?
basically dissed the film and said,
He's like-
what did Jane Campion know about making Western?
About making westerns.
Well, the
That's
Western
not about
maiden.
cowboys. And I think somebody came back and said, "Hey Sam, you're an actor. You're not a cowboy." Yeah, so
He's since retracted his mean comments.
he was just being toxic.
Gosh.
Yeah,
Bloody
But yes, it is on
patriarchy.
my to-watch
it's
list.
great. I love it, and I love it because it's a challenging movie.
Yeah.
It's not easy. You know, I think you could watch it if you did watch it with lots of interruptions. You'd
Yeah.
miss a critical thing, and you get to the end going,
What?
What's that about?
Exactly like Rosebud.
"Yeah."
What was all that about? That-
What's the statute of limitations on spoilers?
that's over 60 years.
I'm just saying, what's the statute of limitations on spoilers?
Oh, okay. Don't give that one away.
God's sake.
Well, look, if anybody, I had the reaction like, what? Citizen Kane, what was all that about? I really want to go and see Operation Mincemeat because I'm currently reading the book by Ben
yes.
McIntyre. He is a great author if you're into a bit of non-fiction. Really tremendous. I've really enjoyed the book. And
on my list.
so, and that's got everybody I love in it. And what did I watch last night? Hang on one second. Ooh, A Very British Scandal on Prime, Amazon Prime. A 3-part series with Paul Bettany and Claire Foy, about the toxic marriage between the Duke and Duchess of
Oh,
Argyll.
yeah. That's great. That is great.
I woke up this morning talking like the Duchess of Argyll.
did you?
Hello. I'll take that in my room.
Oh, I watched The King's Speech last night
Oh,
as well,
that's
which
a
I
great
again on
film.
repeat. I love it.
Oh.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh, she's
She's like, she comes into some room and does a, hello. I can't do it, but it's so funny.
their face doesn't have to move when they do that.
I loved it. Anyway,
Shall we play some music?
Yes, I think.
And I've completely
Jane's
forgotten about
at the
what
door.
time is Jane coming?
She's at the door.
Oh,
I'll go
is
and
she
get her.
lovely?
Oh,
Okay.
perfect timing.
So, awesome. Jen, it's glorious to see you as ever. Oh, Jane's actually managed to smuggle herself in.
you.
Did we not
Come
lock
on
the
in.
door?
She must have her own key because she's got her own show.
Oh.
You have your own key.
Part of the cool club now. I have my own key.
I'm gonna just ramp your microphone up right now, Jane, because you're in. I am just looking at a bevy of incredible women here. Katie, Jane, and Jen. Stop it. Hello.
Right back at you, Lucy.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
Yeah,
Now,
good
do you
evening
two
to
know
everyone.
each other?
We don't. Hello.
Oh.
I'm Jane.
Jen.
Nice to meet you.
you.
Yeah.
We've just been talking about films, Jane, because
goodness.
Jen is a musician and does our music appreciation, and we've done
to
film
look
music
forward to.
before. Yeah, and we're just talking about the music in Power of the Dog,
Oh.
and a couple of other things that have escaped me now. It was all 2 minutes ago. What's the other film?
Dog and June.
Dune. That's it, which
Yeah.
I still haven't seen. Yeah. And
Great films.
you've seen both?
I have. Yeah, very, very good.
Yeah.
I also saw the new Nicolas Cage film on Friday night. You've got to see it.
Sorry,
Is
I
it
think
good?
it's hard. I really want to see it because I'm a massive Nick Cage fan.
I'm a bit of a Nick Cage
Yeah.
fan.
Me too.
Horse
I really
face.
want to see it. Is it amazing?
It
The
is
unbearable.
amazing. The unbearable weight of massive talent. And it's Nick Cage playing
Himself.
Nick Cage, but like a really obnoxious, conceited version of himself. And it's a journey film, and it's so funny. Laugh out loud funny.
Oh,
I
good.
love
We all
him
need
so
a laugh,
much.
don't
And
we?
It's got Pedro in it.
It does,
I
yeah, and they have a
love-
bromance.
Oh my god! I'm alive. Oh, we must go and see it, Lucy.
We
That's
must.
what I was trying
we
to
must.
find. Was on
I've
my
got. Well, there's a number of films. The Duke, Operation Mincemeat, June, Power of the Dog. I've got to see now. This one with Nicolas Cage. The one I love with him and John Travolta. What was that called?
Face Off.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's so
I
good.
love that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
I could
like
eat a peach for hours.
personality test of how you know Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, there are lots of references in this
Yeah.
film to his films and
Yeah.
his work, and I always think of, I want to take his face off.
What's your favourite film of his? I'm intrigued.
Nick
'cause then I
Cage.
can tell a lot about you.
Leaving Las Vegas.
Really?
Yes.
I do love that film.
I
It's
love
the
it.
greatest romance of all time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Isn't it?
It really is. It's heartbreaking.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Raising Arizona's mine.
I was going to say that
Raising
next.
Arizona.
That's my favourite
So
film.
quirky.
What was that one?
Raising Arizona.
Oh, I think I might have seen that.
Yeah.
God, sorry, I'm like a cultural backwater. Sorry.
Go away.
I've been living in a box for 46 years. I can't seem to crawl out.
What's yours, Jen? Got a fave Nick Cage?
Oh,
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to call him Coppola for some reason. My brain
oh
went,
yeah, well, because he
There's a link.
is. 'Cause
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah.
He is.
I've just totally blanked. What was the last one that we said? The last
Face
Raising
Off.
Arizona.
Raising Arizona.
Oh.
That's my favorite one of him.
Yeah.
So what does it say if your favourite is Face Off? Because I think that cheapens me somewhat.
I think it
because
does a little.
Yeah.
Well, none of
What
them are
say
really
you, Jane?
highbrow, right? It's okay.
Oh, well, I've been in love with John Travolta since Saturday Night Fever, so I'm just happy to see him in anything.
Yeah.
And the two of them together, I liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
And the
that
way
is-
that they play each other and
Yeah.
get each other so well. It's really cool.
yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm
to
excited
see
too.
it.
Have we got some music I can
Yes,
play
yes,
that
yes,
can
yes,
chime with this
yes.
excitement that we're feeling?
Oh, let's play. Let's have a bit of Wilson Pickett. You like Wilson Pickett.
Interesting.
Land of a Thousand Dancers. Who
Okay.
people might know this from The Commitments,
Right.
but it's been around long since then.
Okay. You might have to keep doing some talking while I organise myself. You know. Right. So, Wilson Pickett.
The Land of a Thousand Dancers.
Wilson Pickett. Oh, I see.
practice.
Yep. Okay. I've turned it all up and I'm going for gold.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Got to know how to hold it, like on him rolling. Mashed potato, do the alligator. Put your hand on your hips, yeah. Let your backbone slip. Do the wild
Well, that was a good number. She does a great playlist, doesn't she? Doesn't Katie? Gosh. You are listening to ReCooper8 on 92.7 FM, Arrow FM, your community access radio station. And this bundle of 2 hours of complete random activity is your monthly... it's an art show. We're an art show. Yes. And that's why we've got the wonderful Jane Ross in the studio. Friend of the show.
I am.
It's been a while, and I feel like I've neglected you, so I'm going to do an on-air apology for just basically saying, yes, I'd come to things and then never showing up. I don't know about you, but I have found this kind of post-lockdown red traffic light, orange traffic light transition quite tricky.
Yeah, no, it has gone on for some time.
Yes.
I think this whole pandemic.
Yes.
And I think, you lose track along the way of what things like red means and what orange means, and
yes,
is it okay to go out and how many can be here, and so I've had to keep a really, really close eye on that recently because I have had a number of in-person events, which have been extremely exciting.
Yeah.
And so one of them actually is still happening. It's the Art of Christian Nicholson down at Schmidt Gallery.
Yes.
Yeah. So in the very first weekend of April, we did a launch of his work. And Christian is... Well, I originally met him as a filmmaker. He had made the epic sci-fi comedy, This Giant Papier-Mâché Boulder is Actually Really Heavy. And that's how I came to know him. But I also came to know very quickly that he was also an amazing artist. So he was unable to come down for the Wairarapa Film Festival program in Martinborough in October last year because of the extended lockdown due to Delta in Auckland and how that affected people not being able to leave Auckland.
Yes.
So we played the film, but we couldn't bring Christian and his art to the Wairarapa. So I got to thinking, we all wanted him to come, and so I went back to the very good people at the South Wairarapa District Creative Community Scheme, and I invented a whole new event. So
if anyone's going to do it, Jane, it's going to be you.
And it involved me launching an art exhibition, which is something I've never done before.
Wow.
And it was really exciting. And one of the parts to it was a pop-up doggy sculpture exhibition that happened in the middle of the square in Martinborough.
Yeah.
So the doggies were great. During the lockdown that happened up in Auckland for Delta, he had actually made about a pack of 50 dog sculptures.
Wow.
Life-size dog sculptures, and they all have their own personalities. Gosh. And they're amazing, and they're all screen printed and painted onto laminated macrocarpa, and they stand up. And they can go anywhere. They can be indoor or outdoor. Yeah. And, they last for years and years and years. And he was unable to be part of a big exhibition. I think it's called a sculpture in the park up on the North Shore of Auckland. It was a COVID cancellation. So there he was with this pack of 50 dogs. What to do. And, of course, everyone was still allowed to go out walking and getting fresh air and all the things that Chris Hipkins said we could do. Yes. So he just started popping up. Yeah, I know. In the sunshine, yeah. So he took the dogs and it started turning up at random places like Piha Beach for a couple of hours. Yeah. And then, I started to see on social media photos that people were posting, hugging the dogs, and just, being so happy. Yeah. And I could see how it was just bringing joy to people. Yeah. And then, he'd get recommendations like come to Silo Park tomorrow. So he would just sort of put on Facebook, might see you in Silo Park tomorrow. And people just came to see him and to see the dogs. And it was all socially distanced dogs all over the like green spaces all over Auckland. And it was amazing. So cool. When I knew that I was going to be able to bring him down for the art exhibition, I rang him and said, you're going to have to bring the dogs. So he packed 26 dogs in his van. Wow. And about 30 pieces of art. Yep. And his epic film. So we turned it into what was just the most loveliest community event. So we screened the film again, but this time in the supper room at the Waihinga Centre, and it was lovely. Just a koha entry for that. Yeah. And we did that on the Saturday and the Sunday and the first weekend of April. and the people that came loved it. And it's always amazing having the director, and Christian was also the director, the producer, the writer. He ended up having to step in and be the lead actor unexpectedly, and so he's got such a wonderful story to tell.
Yeah.
And it was completely and utterly self-funded, and it was self-funded through selling pieces of his art. Wow. So he sold over $100,000 over a 5-year period and invested that into the next 10 minutes of the film. So I thought, right, okay, so we're going to launch the art exhibition, we're going to have the pop-up docs, and then we're going to have the screening of the film, and it all happened over that weekend.
Yeah.
But the exhibition is still running right until the end of April, and it's been incredibly popular. Paintings have sold, and we're just
Great.
and
They look fabulous.
they're being shipped all over New Zealand, and we're just so thrilled that the way that people have embraced his art.
Yeah.
And he did a whole lot of whited up local landscapes. He brought some sci-fi themed paintings and sculptures. There was in that first weekend, there were sculptures that we put out in the street of life-size stormtroopers, Princess Leia, and I know it's just wonderful. And that just brought people in to talk to him, and that was the beauty of having him there. So really thrilled with that. And now the good people over in Palmerston North have said, "Can you bring it there?"
Oh,
so, yeah. The first weekend in May, we're doing something similar in Square Edge. Yes, the wonderful community art space.
Yeah.
We're going to have the dogs popping up in the square in Palmerston North. We're going to screen the film, and his work is going to be exhibited all through May in Square Edge as well. And he's currently painting. Like today, I sent him a message and said, "Can you do a painting of Himatangi Beach?" And he was like, "Yep, I'm onto that now." So yeah,
That's great.
and I don't know
What a
how.
team.
Yeah, I know. It works, and he will often say to me, "You're so much better at talking up my work than I am." And artists, I feel like I really believe in what he does, and I've seen how it spreads joy, and so why not promote that and help that. And for 15 years, he's been a full-time artist, but mainly exhibited in Auckland, in the North Shore of Auckland, where he lives. But I saw that in the beginning of the year, a couple of months ago, he had his first exhibition outside of Auckland, which was in New Plymouth. So then we've just had him in Martinborough and now Palmerston North, and he's also going to be part of the big art show in Wellington coming up in June. So it's really lovely to see him spreading out, and spreading the joy in different districts and cities in New Zealand too, because his art is a New Zealand story. Every year he'll come up with something quite conceptual, and it's usually something to do with his childhood or growing up, and themes, art themes sort of emerge from that. And one of them was watching Ready to Roll.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Oh, Lucy. It's a bit like Top of the Pops, but
okay.
particularly to New Zealand.
All right.
RTR.
Yeah.
Had a backwards R and then a frontwards R and then a T in the middle. Ready to roll.
Ready to roll. Okay.
Or
And
RTR countdown.
it was a huge thing where, like a cultural phenomenon where everyone
Filmed at Avalon
gathered.
Studios.
Yes, it was, yeah. And it was pre-MTV, so there were live dancers. And,
I used to
and
love
wonderful John Stevens, live performances, Sharon O'Neill. Oh, Sharon O'Neill is actually currently on the walls at Schmid Gallery in Martinborough. She is, and it's from the Maxine era, and she just looks amazing. So I go through his website, and can you bring Magnum PI?
the Magnum PI one. God, I'd forgotten how hot Magnum PI was.
And it's just the best smile, isn't it? I just love it.
So saucy.
He missed out on Harrison Ford.
Oh, Han Solo?
No.
What, Magnum PI was going to be Han Solo?
No.
Is that what you're saying? Harrison Ford was going to play Magnum PI?
No. Other way around.
Oh,
Um,
Tom Selleck?
yeah, Tom Selleck was up for the role of... God, it's so awful. I've had it
In Star Wars?
No, the next one. The next trilogy of...
Um,
Dun, 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 dun.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. But he couldn't... They wouldn't let him out of his Magnum PI contract.
Oh,
Bloody
can you imagine
hell.
what that would have been like?
I know.
I know.
He
That would have
wears
been
short
quite
shorts.
different.
I would. He'd bring out his whip and take a length off your trouser leg. He
Just
wore
with his
shorts the way
moustache.
men's shorts should be worn.
Oh, yeah.
Tight and short.
Wow. This has become a different show.
Isn't it? And so quickly.
And with I love men in PI.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Do you like the short shorts? Sometimes.
On him, for sure.
Yeah, you do. I mean, it's when, like,
So
sometimes.
not in the New Zealand stubbies
No.
with walk shorts. With
Pull-up socks to
then
the
they're
knees,
just
yeah.
too small.
Yeah, the baggy, saggy ones. You know, like the runners ones where you can they flap out and you can see everything.
Wow. Wow. It's like, what is happening?
Nothing's happening, just roll with it. RTR,
Ready to roll. That's it. That's where we went.
Oh, God.
So that happened. That was my
That's why
that
everybody
was-
grew up in New Zealand in
That
the
is,
80s,
yeah.
70s and 80s.
yeah, and so it's a fun collection. It really is. And did you? There's also like stuff from when we used to listen to Sunday morning radio. And so there's little Toot and little Flick and paintings. Is that no? So I think this is prior to your era, but
know.
back in the day, every Sunday morning in my very early childhood, my brother and I and all my friends and you used to wake up on a Sunday morning and listen to the stories on the radio, and it was Spike Milligan doing Bad Jelly the Witch.
Oh, God, that
and then there
scared
was
me.
also like little Toot.
Was that Dick? Someone, a radio announcer called Dick somebody?
I want to say yeah.
See, she's saying yeah, it's not a
I'm not sure.
filthy,
I'm not sure.
filthy
sure about
English
that.
import.
Oh, Jane, you're so kind. I'm not sure about
Been
that.
very
That's my new ringtone. I'm not sure about that.
Oh, were you gently letting me down there?
No. I thought, well, if
Short
if
shorts.
yeah, that's a good one too.
I think the oxygen levels in your mask are getting low. We've been a bit saucy all evening, Jane.
Oh,
Sorry.
She's had drunk half a litre of Coke.
Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'll learn you.
Yeah, exactly. So what else have you been up to apart from, I don't know how you're cramming anything else in, quite frankly. 'Cause
Well, I am.
Yeah, you are. So tell us what else.
Wow. Well, I do now have my own monthly radio show.
I know. So
Yes.
proud of you.
Thank you.
How's
Yep.
it going?
It's going spiffingly well, thank you.
Good.
I love talking to all the creative people that get involved with film. So it's called Film Talks on Air. Mm-hmm. And see what I did there. But there's been quite a range. Like my first guest was Gareth Winter, our favourite local historian, who
Yes.
came in and chatted with me about the very first air flight, the Percy Fisher monoplane, and how that was captured on film in 1913, and it happened out near Gladstone.
Right.
And so this amazing footage exists on places like YouTube,
Yeah.
but also in the archives of
Yeah.
this plane actually having the first controlled and sustained flight in New Zealand.
Wow.
I
There's a
know.
sculpture of it on the way to
Yeah.
Gladstone Inn. You know, the
Oh, yes.
biplane on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
plinth.
Yeah, out at, is it Huranui Orangi? Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
it. Yeah. So Gareth came in to tell us all about that. So we started off with a bit of like really early history of filmmaking in the Wairarapa.
Yep.
My last guest was the amazing cinematographer Dave Cameron, who's I've looked at his CV. He's pretty much worked on everything in New Zealand, television-wise, like telefeatures. And he's currently down in Queenstown filming the third series of One Lane Bridge for TV1.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And he is magnificent as a director of photography, and he was just the loveliest person to interview. I'm really enjoying the interviews.
Lovely.
And so quite a range, like from historian to cinematographer, director of photography, but also like filmmakers like Christian Nicholson. He was being one of my guests as well. So I've got it worked out that who I'm going to talk to every month, and this month or coming up for May, it will be my new very lovely friend Derek Sims, who was going to be here tonight. But as we speak, he's hosting a special screening of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory up at the Regent in Pahiatua.
Wow.
So him and his wife Elena are now managing the Regent.
Oh,
and
neat.
They're doing some amazing things with membership basis, sort of special screenings once a month, and like doing meet the filmmaker and engaging with the audience, and you're getting a really good following along to those
That's
films.
awesome.
Those waterfall curtains. Is that the waterfall
Oh,
curtains?
the waterfall
Amazing.
curtains were that was the
That's not
grand
bad, yeah.
reopening of the Regent in Dannyvirk last night.
Oh, yeah, they looked incredible.
Weren't they amazing? And
Yeah.
they were amazing. Like that was such a showstopper walking in.
Yeah, so do we have a bit of a resurgence in local regional cinemas?
So.
I'm really
Yeah.
hoping so too. It would seem that there is an appetite for that.
Yeah.
The Regent had not been open for about 12 years.
Right, gosh.
And so some very dedicated people have formed a charitable trust and have worked really hard to actually get it reopened and doing lots of fundraising. And so Derek and Elena Sims moved... They moved from Arkansas in the States. Derek originally came to New Zealand about 3 or 4 years ago to take up an artist in residency at Square Edge and lived in the apartment upstairs and finished editing one of his feature films while he was there.
Wow.
And he was part of that program was teaching film to students up at Massey University.
Right.
And he loved his experience. They loved him. So he was able to gain residency and come back and move back with his family. And he teaches film production at UCO in Palmerston North. But he's also, his background originally was in journalism, but now it's also filmmaking. He's an amazing cinematographer in his own right. So he is going to be part of the Wairarapa Film Festival that is coming up in the last weekend of May. Yeah, we're back.
Gosh.
Yeah, so working on the program now, but Derek's film called Come Morning is going to be what I'm going to play on opening night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he was the writer and cinematographer for Come Morning. And I'm just going to read out what the little synopsis for this is. It's a bit of a drama thriller. A
I
bit
love
of
a drama
suspense.
thriller.
Yeah. Oh, good.
You do.
Yeah. Set in rural Arkansas in 1973, Come Morning is the tragic story of Frank and his 10-year-old grandson and the hunting accident that forever changes their lives.
Oh, I've got full body chills.
I know. And watch the trailer because you'll get even more. And it's one I'm actually going to be really scared. I'm a bit of I'm not so good with the really scary stuff, but it's a drama thriller, and it's the grandson and the boy go out on a hunting trip. Something goes wrong, and they have to decide what to do for morning. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
2 tickets for that.
Yeah.
We're going to be very
When's
busy.
the program going to drop, do you think?
Well, I'm hoping to have it printed by the first week of May. That could be news to my designer.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. But yeah, no, just this week is like the final locking everything in, getting final permissions and screening rights, and it's all drafted. It's just getting those final sign-offs.
Great.
So, but I have scaled it back a little bit. So there's just going to be 4 screenings. There's going to be the Friday night, opening night screening, and Derek will be present, and I'm hoping Elena, his wife, can make it too, because she was also a big part of the production. And they're extremely engaging speakers. And I mean, I'd like to think that what makes the film festival quite special is the guests that come and actually talk with the audience and give all the background to its the context of how it was made and you know, all the creative processes and you know, the sort of in stories that happen and exciting parts to it. And so Derek is definitely going to be there. The next day, there's going to be the Saturday matinee, which is hopefully going to be a fundraising event for Wairarapa College.
Oh,
We're
neat.
chatting with that because they're going to include one of their short student films as part of that matinee. And then the feature film is a film called Blue Moon, and it stars 2 people who were living in the Wairarapa at the time, Mark Hadlow,
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
love Mark.
brilliant actor, and Jed Brophy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so it's really a standoff film between those two, and they give absolutely outstanding performances.
great.
Again, a bit of a thriller,
Yeah.
set at night, and again, what happens overnight, and it's all set in a petrol station, and again, something unexpected happens and goes wrong. Yeah,
Two tickets for that, please.
Yeah, that's okay.
and I would like to think what's absolutely remarkable is that the film was entirely shot using iPhones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
That is incredible.
And that shows what's possible, because I think the quality is absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And we're going to have some guest speakers along for that too.
Right.
We're hoping Mark Hadlow.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually trying to work in whether or not he can get over the hill in between some work that he's doing for a show he's involved in. So that's going to get finalised this week. But as I say, there's going to be the film from the students from Wairarapa College. So they'll be along to have a chat about what they've come up with too. And then the evening, I'm so excited for this one. I'm so
Okay.
excited. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm excited for all of it, but when I got this one locked in, I gave the happiest scream in my kitchen.
what is
I
it?
really did.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a film called Swagger of Thieves.
Swagger
Swagger of
Thieves, I
Thieves,
like it.
okay.
It's a documentary. It's a music documentary, but it's so much more than that. And it's about the New Zealand band Head Like a Hole.
Oh, yeah.
And it was filmed over 10 years.
Ooh.
And it charts their beginning, because they both were boarders at Rathkill College. and if, like when I say they were, I'm talking about the two Nigels. So there's
Yeah.
Nigel Beasley and there's Nigel, and I've forgotten Nigel's other last name. But he's the lead guitarist and one's the lead singer. And it's really also a film about them and their relationship and their friendship and the enduring relationship. And so they were, they went to school at Rathkill, and that comes into the film too.
Yeah.
And then they went and lived in Wellington, very much Wellington-based band,
Yes.
and they were huge.
Huge,
They were huge in their day.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes
it, yeah. Oh, really? Wow, wow. Graham Tuckett, who I love, who was part of the film festival last year, has written about this in a few major newspapers in New Zealand and has reviewed it 3 or 4 times and knows the band really well. He's going to be my guest speaker and
wow.
come over and
Great.
talk to it, which is really cool. And the director, Julian Bashir, attended Greytown Karanui College.
I know that name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Julian Bashir, and he's done the most amazing job at charting the story. I mean, he was everywhere with them for 10 years.
Wow.
Backstage, front of stage, side of stage, in their houses, in the cars, travelling with them. And his attention to detail in the story is really, really remarkable.
Okay.
So, yeah, so happy for that. And it's going to appeal to like local musicians,
Yeah.
because there is that story too. It's like charting their epic success, but then also like the highs and lows of being a band. But it also shows the day-to-day banalities of life as well. There's scenes where you can see Nigel's wife talking to him, saying, they're in the kitchen making breakfast, and she's like, "Do you realise you've got 20 minutes to get the kids ready?" And then he's like a rock star. And that's the humanity that comes through in this story, which I can't wait. I've seen it. I couldn't believe what I saw, and I'm happy to see that again anytime.
Oh, that's great.
And Nigel Beasley, the lead singer, is incredibly funny. So, I mean, I'd encourage people just to come and listen to him and his stories as well, because he's so talented. And, there is that part of the band's history where, there are themes around drug addiction as well. And, one of the things that, you're on a journey with them, and you're wishing them well, and you can see where things go wrong and how things can easily go wrong. And they're very open about it and their discussions around it. Yeah. And these days he's living in Oromari South, and he's a tattoo artist. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's doing really well, and he's clean, and and there's always talk about the band getting back together, and you never know. So Yep. Really thrilled to have that one included. And then the next day, I'm thrilled about this film as well. But I actually can't say what it is yet because I'm still in discussion with the New Zealand Film Commission. But I will say, come on, New Zealand Film.
NZFC.
I will say that this is a film that wouldn't have been seen in cinemas for decades. It's just gone through a massive restoration, digitisation.
Oh.
So I think I could be one of the very first people to bring it back to a cinema.
Oh, wow.
It is a significant film.
Okay.
And so, yeah, fingers crossed that one's
I
going
have
to
to go
work
home and
out.
see if I can work it out.
Yeah. And there's the most amazing guest speakers lined up for that as well.
Great.
Yeah.
You're just.
I think it's good having people on who can't talk about stuff because the excitement builds and builds.
Yeah.
You should make it a bit of a thing.
Sensational.
Yeah.
Film festival's going to be rocking it.
That is.
So is, yeah. It really is, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, my attention at the moment is getting ready for taking Christian's art to the good people of Palmerston North, but also getting this program nailed this week.
Yep.
And getting it to my designer and printer and updating the website and getting the programs and posters out in the first week of May. So yeah, the film festival for Marston is that last weekend, Friday the 27th of May.
Mm-hmm.
2 screenings on the Saturday, a matinee and an evening screening on the 28th, and then the matinee on the 29th. Yeah.
Gosh, we are going to be busy this winter. This is tremendous.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank
Well
you.
done.
And again, it's just such a privilege to be highlighting the amazing stories that come out from the Wairarapa
Yeah.
and Wairarapa people. And that's the kaupapa of the film festival. It's always been about celebrating local films and filmmakers and all the creative people that are involved in that. Just really, really, really thrilled with the program for Masterton. And looking toward the program for Carterton, I can say, because I've got a funding application at the moment, so fingers crossed.
Okay.
But what I do have lined up is another big red carpet premiere night.
Oh, good, because we're good at those.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's going to be really special, and it will be, we're aiming to do that in the first weekend of July. So it'll,
Brilliant.
we've always got the Masterton program in autumn.
Yep.
And the Carterton program takes place in the winter.
So we can get you back on in June to talk about July?
that would be
Sounds
wonderful.
good. Awesome.
I'd love that.
Marvellous. Jane, it's always a pleasure to have you here. I could listen to you talk all day long. I just love the way you construct a sentence, and I just love the fact you remember everybody's names. I'm well envious, aren't you? You can carry a whole thought from beginning to end and with proper punctuation. I just love it. I think, I wish I could sound like that.
I could remember.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff.
you.
Thank you. Katie, have we got a...
Dick Weir.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I remember him. It came back,
It takes me a while, but, super caramel tones.
Yeah.
Queer.
He was I think he's a QSM or something, but he was like the eminent New Zealand broadcaster. He had the most delicious voice.
Okay.
I'm going to have to look at that.
And I'm sure he did a children's story time on radio. So maybe I am in that vintage. I just
Maybe
can't
you
remember.
are.
Yeah, just in denial. Yeah. Music choice, Katie.
Yes, yes.
What shall we play?
Oh, yes.
Jane, we look forward to seeing you in June.
Thank you.
We're just going to serenade you with a track, and then we're going to phone Rebecca, and then we're going to play the interview with Christine Elisive.
Oh, yes.
Elisive, sorry, gosh.
Let's have...
yes, tell me.
Oh, let's have the Black Seeds, one by
Okay.
one.
One by one.
Thank you,
one by
Lucy.
one. Okay. Thank you, Jane. We'll see you in
Thank you.
June, and we will funnel people to your show as well.
Please do. Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone's welcome.
Lovely.
Ready or not?
across my skin. Take one look at what has gone before. There's no way you will ever win. Come on and take me on. 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 'Cause when the war is over, the fight is done, well, I'll be lying in the sun. Yeah, when the war is over, the fight is done, well, I'll be lying in the sun. The sun's the only one asleep. I can hear everything you say. There's a small piece of earth between you and me. We can fight or we can play. Come on and take me on. 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 'Cause when the war is over, the fight is done, well, I'll be lying in the sun. Yeah, when the war is over, the fight is done, well, I'll be lying in the sun. When the war is over, the fight is done, well, I'll be lying in the sun. Yeah, when the war is over, the fight is done, well, I'll be lying in the sun. When the war is over, the fight is done, we'll be lying in the sun. Yeah, when the war is over.
I'm just going to do what's called a studio fade. Oh, actually, because this is quite a good ending.
Why did you do
I
that?
don't know, because I don't know, because I didn't want to forget my joke, which is, let's hope that our next guest has had some time lying in the sun. We're going to go over and speak to Rebecca Mertens.
Oh.
What's that mean?
I mean, was you cut the song for that?
Yes, I did. And I'm not apologising to anybody. All right, you're listening to ReCooper8 on 92.7 FM, Arrow FM, your community radio station.
Yes, find your people, find your station.
Absolutely. Bumper stickers now available from
Yes.
the office.
From the Community Access Media Alliance.
Yeah, that's what they're called, CAMA.
Come on.
Come a chameleon.
You're on the radio.
Radio. All right, I've got to find Rebecca's number without the cameras seeing, because I've heard that that can be a critical security issue. Right, hang on, Rebecca. Here she is. Let's give her a call, shall we? Mm-hmm. Right, she's got 10 minutes. I told her you've got 10 minutes. Oh, look, I can hear her and everything. Can you hear her? Oh, you need some headphones. Yeah.
Hi, Lucy.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
You're good.
How are you?
I'm good. You sound like you're in a cosy nook.
I am. I'm in my cosy bed.
I thought so. It just had all the kind of the vibe of the bedroom. The bedroom on wheels. Welcome, Rebecca. You are our sometimes regular, sometimes oh so casual segment, Meet the Mertens. You are travelling around with your children and husband in a huge bus, causing all sorts of problems and traffic issues, but also having a lot of fun. How have you been?
Really well, thanks. So we're now into, well, I guess we've done about 3.5 months now.
Gosh.
Yeah, although we kind of moved in before Christmas. So I guess in a way we're kind of in our fourth month in a way of
Yeah.
actually living in here.
That's interesting.
And
It's a bit like savings, isn't it? It doesn't look like much in your bank account, and then suddenly, like, compound interest kicks in, and you've been away for 4 months. It's nuts. It feels like you're
Well, we
only away for
suddenly
2 weeks.
went. Actually, like we're a quarter of the way through, and
Oh,
it's just suddenly happened,
Oh.
and we're suddenly in autumn as well,
yeah.
and winter is actually only, around the corner. Winter is
is.
coming.
Yeah. Now, where are you right this minute? Are you still in Kaikoura?
No,
Oh.
no, I'm in Motueka.
Oh,
Oh.
lovely.
We like it
Yeah.
there.
Oh, I
Yeah,
bet that's
it's
looking
great.
beautiful at this time of year.
We're actually so we're on our second loop. So we actually we left Kaikoura and went up to Blenheim,
Yeah.
and then we thought, no, we'll go back and see Auntie Pam in Kuta Bay, and then we will have closed the loop. We'll have done round one. Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, okay.
And so, so we went right back up to Kuta Bay, which
Yeah.
is, when we first arrived on the 7th of Jan, that's where we stayed with her on the first night, and and so then we then we've kind of gone across to Nelson, and then now to Motueka, and we're parked up here, and we're in the MCA camp here, the mud caravan camp, and Leo he just started his first day of work yesterday.
Oh, you put him to work.
Work.
What's he working? What's his work?
What's his work? He's working in a kiwi fruit packing shed.
Okay.
And I don't know what his role is exactly. It's lifting and shoveling and sorting and stuff like
Okay.
that. And it's
But kiwi
hard
fruit
work,
are
and it's
involved.
long hours.
Yeah.
But it is, it's
Money.
He's just gotten it, and he's going to be going again tomorrow. So he's got his alarm on, and his lunch packed, because he has to get there, and he has to have a COVID test before he can start work at 7:30.
Oh, so he has a stick up his nose before he does anything.
Before he does anything.
Gosh,
So,
what a way to
every
start
day,
the day.
every day.
Wow.
He'd be getting
Yeah.
really good at it now.
Don't they have the spit
Yeah.
test, surely? The saliva one?
Yes, it's still up the nose, or can they do it a different way?
It's just a rat test, so
Yeah.
no, it's just up the nose, but it's not it's not the brain touching.
No, well, it depends who's doing it.
That-
According to
Far
my
out.
kids, I do a good brain tickle.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Well,
okay.
I don't mean to. It's just that it's really hard to judge
is,
how
isn't
big their
it?
nose is and how long the stick is and how long it's been up there. And
I had to draw a 2 centimetre line
So
on.
if their eyes start going cross-eyed,
Gone
but
too
yeah.
far.
if they back up and their head goes through a wall, I know that maybe I've hit something vital. Gosh, so COVID tests. But how have you been in terms of COVID? Have you had any dealings with it so far? Have you managed to stay clear
Well,
of?
we did a little bit of work when we were in Waitati at the school there, and got in close contact with it.
Right.
So kind of on day 2 of work there, I was
Okay.
told that a student had tested positive in the class that was next to me, and I was kind of like, ooh,
Yeah.
oh no. But so far so good. I
Good.
did a rat test the other week, and it came out clear, and obviously Leo's has as well. But yeah, that was kind of course you never know where it is and
No.
who you're coming into contact. But we are kind of spending a lot of time outside and not kind of in these closed-in spaces
Yeah.
much. But So far so good. But who knows?
Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot more people not wearing masks. I don't know if it's just because it's Motueka or if it's because it's in the orange now. But it was kind of like, oh, that person's not wearing one. Oh, that person's not. So
Yes.
I'm not sure quite what the difference is, but we have been noticing that, but yeah, I don't know. So far, so good. But
Staying well.
it does seem like it's yeah, getting lots of people
Yeah.
that we know anyway.
Yeah, totally. And with you mentioned the weather before, or the seasons. What's your experience of autumn so far? And are you a bit worried about winter in the bus as a consequence of what autumn's been like so far?
Well, you know, we've kind of moved from down south because, you know, we had a little taste of kind of just a little bit of cold weather
Yeah.
around Dunedin, really. I guess
Yeah.
it kind of was like, ooh,
Yeah.
you know, and it was beautiful and sunny and lovely, but also really cold.
Yeah.
And so we kind of thought, no, we need to move up. And so we kind of done a bit of Googling and worked out that Nelson, you know, does have more sun than other places. It kind of will get cold. I think we have gotten a little bit harder.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
not. We'll see. We'll soon see. I mean, you know, yesterday was still shorts and t-shirts weather, and then today was, it was a lot colder, you know. So
Yeah.
I was, you know, had a merino and a hoodie on today. So, but yeah.
You're still enjoying the experience as a whole, and
Oh
just keen to
yeah,
stay on the road.
yeah. Motueka's a really cool little town, and it's really great. We're the days are much shorter, so we are experiencing power shortages, and
Right.
so we are kind of going to have to sort out something
Oh,
with
well,
that
from
because that's a
solar
bit more
panels.
challenging. I couldn't hear that. Sorry.
From your solar
Yeah. Just because
setup.
the days
Yeah.
are shorter
Of course.
and the angle of the sun is different. So you know,
Yeah.
everyone who's kind of relying on their solar is just kind of yeah, it's just harder at this time of the year, and so we're kind of having to. It's like turn the lights off and turn the fridge off. Yeah, and we all kind of and then we just had the bus running for a bit because I was like, we need to be able to plug our phones in. I was like, Lucy won't be able to talk to me.
Oh.
My phone will be dead. But anyway, it's okay.
So
We've
what
got some power.
and what can you do about that? Can you add more panels, or do you just what's going to be your solution for the power issue?
Well, who knows exactly? And the
Right.
only reason I say that is because there are so many different solutions that
I
people come
see.
up with.
Yep.
So everyone has got their way of solving the different problems.
Yep.
That is right, and so it could be a different fridge, it could be more panels, it could be more batteries, it could be.
Yeah.
Sorry, Leo's here doing hand signals to me, and I don't exactly know what he's saying, but anyway. So,
More of
but
something. Kiwi fruit. You're just going to
so
wire up some
some
kiwi
more of
fruit.
something.
Yeah.
So we're going to go and we're getting it checked out by a guy on Tuesday.
Great.
So
Okay.
maybe next month I'll be
Yeah.
able to tell you what the solution was.
We look forward to that. Oh, it's lovely to talk to you. Where are you heading to after Motueka? And or are you going to be there for a while, given that
I
Leo's
think we're
been
going to
put
be
to
here for a
work?
while.
Yep.
I think this might be where we are for winter, but I don't.
Okay.
It won't be in this park. Like
No.
we'll have to move on, and we may end up plugging in somewhere
Okay.
over the winter. I don't know. We'll still. We only arrived the other day. We arrived
Yeah.
on Friday or something.
You've got some time.
So yeah, we'll keep on plugging and keep on trucking and sorting. But we've joined the library, and we've there's the sports centre across the way, and the kids have spent about, I don't know, at least 500 hours at the local skate park already. It's just kind of like 50 metres from here. So like,
Oh, awesome.
yeah, they've basically moved in there. Tiago was like, "Why do I have to go to sleep?" It's kind of like,
Oh,
"Oh, you
bless
don't have
him.
to. You can stay. You can stay up if you want to." But yeah. So they're loving that.
Yeah.
And yeah, Motueka is a great little town for just being able to get around. Actually, everything's kind of here, and because we're on our bikes,
Yep.
it is a really nice way of being able to get groceries, get the library, but also get the internet because I've run out of data.
Oh.
And so I've resorted to the fact that now I can go to the New World, the warehouse, where else? Mitre 10, I think, also
You're
does
finding all the
free
hotspots.
data, free Wi-Fi. And so today I went and did my little shopping at the warehouse, but also then decided I could sit outside the warehouse and do some scrolling. And that's when I realised that you were going to be talking to me tonight. And also, and also I could sit there and I downloaded some lyrics and chords for my guitar, which I'm learning to play.
Oh, lovely.
Not very well so at the moment, but every so often I have to get a new easy version of a song, So
Right.
that's what you Google.
Yeah, that's great. So what's your current song that you're learning? Maskering.
Well, today I downloaded Dreams by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, nice.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Classic.
So yeah. Leather and Lace was the other week,
Oh,
and yeah, different
brilliant.
ones like that.
Lots
Yeah,
of,
yeah. On the road again.
yeah.
So
course.
every time we go on the road, we have to play that one. You'd kind of think that I'd be better at it than I am, but that's okay.
Well, maybe you
It's
could
just this one tricky chord.
twang some of the strings next time we chat.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Or not.
Or not.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have to say goodbye. Well, it's lovely to catch up with you again, and I want you to stay warm, stay well, and just keep on sucking on the vitamin C that is the wonderful kiwi fruit.
Oh yeah, actually we've got we have got a few of those, and it's feijoa season, so
Oh,
so we're
yeah.
finding all the
Everyone's
free bags of those and
Everybody's
cheap bags of
drowning in
those.
feijoas.
All right, then. You take care of yourself. Love to all the family, and
Love to you guys too.
It's so good to speak to you, and we'll speak to you again next month.
Okay,
See
All
you.
right, then,
right,
dude.
Take care.
Bye,
Take care. Bye
guys.
bye.
Nice to hear from you. Bye.
Lovely to hear
Bye.
from you too. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's nice, isn't
Oh,
it?
winter, hey?
Oh, I know it's going to be hard. Now, look, would you mind if we got a few minutes of the interview with Christine?
Yeah.
I'm just a bit nervous that I'm not going to get to play it all.
Yeah, play it all.
Okay, I've got to have a little break because remember, there's
Oh,
a
yeah,
thing with
yeah.
If we leave something to play for a long time, then
Thanks, we've died.
Exactly.
It goes back to your usual programming.
that's right. So I'll just start it.
Okay.
Actually, I've got to find the right thing to plug it into. I should have done this before.
We've lined all that up, as our
yeah.
mentor says.
Absolutely.
Meet the Mertens. We didn't do our theme tune. Meet
Show
the
me
Mertens.
what the thing was. Oh, here. I found it. Hang on. Can you tell us a fact?
Well, I can tell you. Am I going to get to play my song after?
Yes, if we
Okay.
play this now. So I'm going to play the interview that I did with Christine Elisive, and this is a Ukraine-related story. So just some of it is a bit of a hard listen because it's a particularly compelling story. I'll have to break in the middle just so we can do some chatting, so we don't break the internet. And then at the end, Katie's got her fabulous tune that she wants to play. So here we go. Hopefully, I can do this. Without mucking anything up. Okay. I'm just going to just break there just for a bit, just so that we can make sure that the station keeps running. I really enjoyed talking to Christine. And it was, I was speaking to her for about 40 minutes, and I've managed to kind of shrink it down to about 20 minutes. But just the effort it's taken for her and Vlad to kind of work out the
Logistics of it.
the logistics, yeah, from such a distance. And I didn't include a lot of that detail just because of, the need to kind of get it down into a shorter time frame. But it's amazing how, once they kind of got over the initial shock of the whole situation they found themselves in, then, this amazing kind of network starts to open up of, you talk to one person, they advise you to talk to the next person, and suddenly, you're then, right in Kharkiv, talking to somebody who can actually help. Incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah, really amazing. So we'll just go back into that interview now, and and then I'll have to break it again. I'm not quite sure where next, but we'll just give it a go. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just going to break it there. I'm just worried that I'll mess up the computer. But also, that point about the Luibov's eyes, she was having treatment for a condition, and it required 3 sets of injections in her eyes, and she just had the second,
Yeah.
when the war broke out. And so she's halfway through some treatment. She can't see so well. And I know that through discussion with Christine, they had been trying to phone round some ophthalmologists in Kharkiv who might still be able to help to try and get her to finish off this treatment. So, you know, it's just such a desperate situation. And Katie, we were just talking, weren't we, while this was going on, just saying that, you know, it is as shocking to Lyubov and everybody in Ukraine who's been directly affected by these shells to be hit by shells as it would be for us to be hit by shells. You know, I think that's, you know, everybody knew the tensions were rising, but to go from rising political tensions to then having bombs exploding in your apartment building, the collective trauma of everybody there must be just absolutely shocking. Yeah. We've got just a few more minutes left of the interview, and then we'll come back in.
Okay.
So there you go.
That was incredible. What a story.
Oh,
I really, really hope they can get her to a safe place.
yes. So do I. And you know, just that contemplation that it, you know, she doesn't make it. You know,
Oh.
they've had to think about every single angle of this.
Yeah, doesn't
And
thinking about, does it?
no, and I think, you know, Christine just sounded so together in our conversation. There was a point where I was nearly in tears, and so, you know, and she's having to tell this story a lot, I think, obviously because she wants to, but you know, that must be taking a toll. So again, do visit Give a Little, and it's Help Our Mum Escape the War in Ukraine. And you know, if you can give anything, then give, you know, please do. It would just be wonderful to see you know, somebody be able to retrieve something wonderful out of this, what is a terrible situation. Katie, you had some music you wanted to play as a consequence.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is Idolese, which is a Balkan folk song, but
Okay.
it's about the coming of spring and for hope. So
All right.
play it for hope for Ukraine and everybody who needs help.
Brilliant. Thank you, lovey. I shall pop that on now. I don't want to leave this song behind because
It was a long one.
Oh, it's absolutely stunning. Thank you so much, Katie, for rounding the show off with that track. I think it was perfectly pitched. Well done. Thank you. Thank you to all our guests. It's been a lovely show. I've really enjoyed myself. It's nice to be back. You had a nice time?
I did, thank you.
Good.
Hope everyone's well and happy, and we'll hear you next month.
Absolutely. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.